Let's go, Broncos! What if I told you that, behind closed doors, decisions are being made right now that could reshape not just this season, but the entire future of the franchise? From bold quarterback bets to potential trades that could shock the fans, the Broncos are playing chess while others play checkers. Sean Payton is holding his cards close to his chest, but I've managed to piece together what's really going on. And trust me, you'll want to hear every second of it. But before I reveal everything, click like if you've been bleeding orange and blue for longer than you can remember. And if you're a true fanatic, leave this in the comments. Go Broncos! Let's go get that Lombardi! Now let's delve into what's really happening in Broncos country. Let's get right into it. There's a lot to unpack. As we gear up for Week 1 against the Tennessee Titans, some critical decisions have already shaped the look and feel of this team. For starters, linebacker rotation is going to be a huge storyline. With Dre Greenlaw and Alex Singleton both on potential pitch counts, don't be surprised if Vance Joseph leans heavily on single inside linebacker sets. Think more of guys like Karn Reed and Justin Strnad taking reps in key spots, especially if the team chooses not to activate Lavelle Bailey from the practice squad. One intriguing wrinkle here is the role of Talanoa Hufanga. Sean Payton has hinted at using Hufanga in the box, and if that comes to fruition, it opens up some really creative looks for this defense. Hufanga is known for his physicality, and if he can be that downhill enforcer while Brandon Jones handles single high responsibilities, this defense could morph into something even more versatile. That would give Denver the ability to match up better with Tennessee's run-heavy attack without sacrificing coverage integrity. Speaking of expectations, let's talk about rookie wide receiver Troy Franklin. The Titans secondary isn't exactly elite, and the projections are pointing to a breakout game for him. While some are setting the over-under around 50 yards, the bold prediction is 54 receiving yards in his NFL debut. That may sound modest, but considering Franklin had under 300 yards all of last season, that would mark a huge statement right out of the gate and could give Bo Nix another reliable weapon early in the season. And speaking of Bo Nix, here's where it gets exciting. There's some real buzz building around the rookie QB, and the projections are even loftier than many might expect. The consensus coming out of camp is that Bo Nix could realistically go over 35 total touchdowns this season, 33 through the air and maybe another 3 or more on the ground. That would put him firmly in the conversation for a dark horse MVP candidate, especially if he can combine that with around 4,400 total yards and limit his turnovers to around 10 interceptions. That stat line isn't just optimistic, it's the kind of production that makes headlines. Now, while Nix is in the spotlight, let's not ignore the decision to roll with just 2 quarterbacks on the roster. With Jarrett Stidham and Bo Nix set as the primary duo, Sam Ehlinger sits on standby, ready to be called up from the practice squad if needed. This isn't a reckless move, it's calculated. There are still plenty of veteran options in free agency if things go sideways, but the Broncos are betting on the top 2 to stay healthy and effective. Shifting gears to the future of this coaching staff, one name that's starting to rise quickly is Vance Joseph. If the Broncos defense replicates its top 3 performance from last season, Joseph won't just be fielding interviews, he could land a head coaching gig. It's bittersweet, but that's the reality. Great coordinators don't stay assistants forever. He's already been a head coach before, and if Denver continues to stifle offenses like they did last year, it's hard to see a scenario where he doesn't get another shot leading a team. And when we talk about defenses, it's impossible to ignore the advantage Denver now holds over a weakened Chargers team. With Rashawn Slater, the 3rd best left tackle in the league, voted by his peers, out for the season, Justin Herbert's blind side is exposed. That's huge. The Broncos' pass rush, which already looks strong on paper, has a chance to dominate early and often. If Denver stays aggressive, they could absolutely sweep the Chargers this season. If they sit back, well, we know Keenan Allen and that offense can still be dangerous. And for those wondering about contract year performances, keep your eyes on John Franklin Myers. He's going to be pushing hard for a new deal, but realistically, a trade before the deadline seems more likely than a long-term extension. Denver's already committed money to guys like Zach Allen and Cortland Sutton, and with big money deals looming for young stars, like a certain number 10 who could demand $50 to $60 million per year, the cap math just doesn't favor keeping JFM long-term. He's a valuable contributor, but not one of the core foundational players Payton wants to build around. Let's pick up right where we left off, because things are only getting more intense in Broncos country. The internal calculus around Bo Nix isn't just about stats or highlight plays. It's about identity. Sean Payton has placed a massive amount of trust in a rookie quarterback to not only manage the offense, but to lead it. That's a major bet. And what makes it even more interesting is how the offensive scheme is reportedly being tailored to fit Nix's strengths, quick decisions, clean mechanics, and the ability to extend plays with his legs. That's why the projection of 4,400 total yards and 36 touchdowns isn't a fantasy. It's a framework for what this offense could look like when it's firing on all cylinders. Now, what are the keys to making that happen? The offensive line. If that unit holds, Nix can thrive. But it's not going to be a cakewalk in week 1. Tennessee's front seven is known for creating pressure, and that's exactly why Franklin's presence becomes so important. Stretching the field with speed forces defenses to back off, and that's where Franklin's 54-yard projection suddenly feels not just possible, but necessary. If he can get behind the secondary once or twice, that changes the geometry of the game for Bo Nix. Now, flipping back to the defense, let's go deeper on this linebacker situation. It's not just a rotation issue. It's a stamina and preservation strategy for Greenlaw and Singleton. These are two of your most important pieces on defense, and if they're not 100% healthy, you need them fresh for the fourth quarter, not gassed from overuse early. That's where guys like Justin Strnad become valuable. He may not be a household name, but he's trusted to step in, play smart, and hold the line until the closers come back in. And don't forget about the creativity Vance Joseph is capable of. If he starts mixing and Hufanga down in the box while keeping Brandon Jones over the top, you get a hybrid look that confuses quarterbacks and punishes running backs. That's a weapon, not just a fill-in solution. Now, back to Vance Joseph. He's walking a tightrope. Broncos fans want him to stay. The players respect him. But the NFL is watching, and the buzz around him getting another head coaching shot is real. If he delivers another top 3 defensive season, it's almost inevitable that he gets poached. It's not just speculation. It's a reality that the front office is already preparing for, whether they admit it publicly or not. And that brings us to the broader question of roster construction. We talked about John Franklin Myers earlier, and here's the truth. As much as he brings to the table, the Broncos are facing a cap squeeze that forces tough choices. You can't pay everyone. And with future mega deals looming, especially for guys like Marvin Mims Jr., Denver has to prioritize. That's why the front office is eyeing trade value now rather than letting a player walk for nothing in March. It's strategic. It's smart, but it's still tough. And that's why the decisions they make in these next few weeks could shape the trajectory of this franchise, not just for 2025, but for the years beyond. This is not just about making the playoffs. This is about building something sustainable, something that can compete deep into January. The Broncos have the pieces: a dynamic rookie QB, a veteran defense, a top coordinator, and now they've got opportunity. So Broncos fans, it's your turn. Do you believe Bo Nix is the real deal and ready to lead this team to the postseason? Should the Broncos go all in this year, or make a few mid-season trades to stay financially flexible for the future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a single update. More exclusive news is coming your way, so stay tuned. There's a video on your screen right now you won't want to miss. Go Broncos!